Alright, before we start the class, I'm going to open the floor for any questions. Any questions, any scriptures that want to go over? Any questions? Any scripture that want to go over? Anything they want to talk about?
You got time, brother.
Alright, so we just open the floor for a while and just shoot the breeze, then we go into the class. Alright, so what was good for the week? Because there's always something that's popping off during the week, you know what I mean? Something to like, something that catches your interest, like, what's next? What's going on? You know? So, you know, like 20 years ago, it was like, it took a while for things to really happen, you know, but now it's like, every week, like something like bam, something like bam, you're like, wow. You see all the Most High words are just being manifested on a daily basis, you know. But it's good, you know what I mean, because the Most High it keeps us sharp and it keeps us to really see the events and to look at the scripture, because the scripture says every day the Most High brings His word to light. I think it's in Zephaniah. Let me see if I can find it real quick. He said, every day does the Most High bring His judgment to light. Let me try it real quick. So, every day something that's pertaining to the prophecies, the scriptures, is being shown in current events. Let me find that real quick. Zephaniah, right? Right, that's it. Zephaniah, yeah, 3 and 5, that's it, yeah. Read that for me, Sean.
Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 5. The just out of one is in the midst thereof.
Right, so the Most High is in the midst of everything that goes down, whether it's good or evil. Right? So like I said, the Most High, He controls the events of things that's happening in the earth. Right? The Most High said His eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun. And He said His eyes run through the earth, beholding the good and the evil. Alright? So go ahead.
The just out of one is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth He bring His judgment to light.
So the Most High said every morning do He bring His judgment to light. So every day the Most High brings something to light that's happening. And He's doing it for us to see it. You understand? Go ahead.
He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame.
But the unjust knows no shame. To the unjust, nah, that's just one of those freak of nature's things. They will say, nah, that has nothing to do with God. It's just one of those days of bad luck, good luck. But in all reality, is there such thing as good luck and bad luck? No. It's called, yeah, and what does the Most High call it? The Most High call it time and chance happeneth to every man. It's timing, time and chance. All right, like it says in Ecclesiastes, it says time and chance happeneth to every man. All right, so one event happens to the good, and one event happens to the evil. So it's not really bad luck or good luck. It's all based on timing of events when certain things happen. Let's go to that Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiastes in the Bible. So every morning the Most High brings His judgment to light.
That's right.
But the unjust knows no shame. All right. Ecclesiastes. Start here.
No.
This part it says just like a fish is caught in a net.
Nine and 12.
9 and 12, right? Okay, hold that too. All right, so read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 12. For man also knoweth not his time.
See? A man doesn't know his time. A man does, because the Most High said, there's also scripture in Proverbs, the Most High said, man's going of the Most High. How then can a man understand his own goings?
Proverbs 20:24.
Right, Proverbs 20:24. All right, so read out again Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 12.
For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net.
See, just like when you go fishing, right? You're a fisherman, right? And you throw your net into the sea, right? And you throw your net and you just catch a whole bunch of fish in your net. All right? So those fish didn't know they was going to get caught, but when you throw up that net, they got caught up into that net. It's just the same way when the Most High does something. All right? So read again from the top.
For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare.
Just like a bird is caught into a snare. Go ahead.
So are the sons of men snared in an evil time.
See, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time. So it's not a matter of, oh, you were bad lucky that day. Oh, no, you were lucky. Was it good luck? It's time and chance. All right, go ahead.
When it falleth suddenly upon them.
Go ahead.
This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. There was a little city, and few men within it. And there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city. Yet no man remembered that same poor man.
Right, nobody remembers a poor man, but let you be rich. Everybody remember you, they'll praise you, they'll extol you. They'll say, damn, this is the man that we want. But when you poor, get the hell out of here, you poor. What the hell are you talking about? What do you got to show?
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 16. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised.
See, a poor man's wisdom is despised. All right, go ahead.
And his words are not heard.
You don't want to hear what the poor man has to say. He could have the best ideas and the best advice. We don't want to hear what he has to say. He has no reputation in our society. Yeah.
That's us going out teaching every week.
Yes. You understand?
Hear what we gotta say.
What he just got to say? A bunch of illiterate, dumb, stupid guys probably ain't got no job. Look at them out of corner. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't have no scientific data to prove what they're saying. They just spew the Bible. That's how they look at us. You understand? Go ahead.
Verse 17. The words of wise men are heard in quiet.
See? Words of wise men is always pushed to the side, is kept in quiet. But let you be a fool or an idiot, a stupid idiot. Your words and what you say is exalted and promoted all over. All right? Go ahead.
The words of wise men are heard in quiet, more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools.
See? When you're a fool, your words is esteemed, you get press, you get coverage. And what you really say is nothing that's going to save the souls of people. or give them wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, go ahead.
Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good.
All right, so now go over here. Start the ninth chapter, read the first verse.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 1. For all this I considered in my heart, even to declare all this, that the righteous and the wise and their works are in the hand of Yahweh.
See, the righteous, the wise, the wicked, all that is in the hands of the Most High. And the Most High is in control of it. Go ahead.
No man knoweth either love or hatred by all that is before them.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. All things come alike to all.
See, all things come alike to all. All right, go ahead.
There is one event to the righteous.
See, there's one event to the righteous. All right, go ahead.
And to the wicked.
And to the wicked, go ahead.
To the good and to the clean. And to the unclean. To him that sacrificeth, and to him that sacrifices not. As is the good, so is the sinner. And he that sweareth, as he that feareth an oath. This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all.
See, there's one event unto all. Time and chance happening to them all. All right, go ahead.
Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live. And after that they go to the dead. For to him that is joined to all the living there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion.
See that? For a living dog is better than a dead lion. Why would he make that statement? A living dog is better than a dead lion.
Whether you're great and feared, or like a lion, and or status, or whether you're a dog, it's good to be a dog. It's good to be alive.
Right.
It's good to have life.
Right. Right. Because what's the life of a lion? You had your
No, I was going to say, because once you're alive, you always have a chance to repent and come back to the Most High.
Right. And what's the life of a lion compared to all other animals?
He's the king.
He's a king. He's the king of the jungle. He's the king of that world, man. You know what I'm saying? He chooses to do what he wants. He chooses when he's going to eat, when he's going to sleep.
Yep.
You know what? I'm just going to take it easy today. All other creatures have to go out there and work and bust their butt, man. You know?
I was going to say without fear.
Yeah, and he's without fear. You understand? If a lion chooses to say, listen, you're in my path, you're going to move. He's going to move you. And there ain't nothing going to stop him, man. Because he has no fear. You understand? And a lion, he's really like a king, man. If he gets up to that and said, and he roars and said, you know what? I ain't doing no work today. I'm just going to lay down all day and sleep. So be it. It's going to be done. You understand? He has that luxury.
Good.
Yeah, you know?
The female lions will catch his meal.
Yeah,
He will eat.
you know? But then when she comes back to, she could chill too after she does her work, you know? Yeah.
All that you're saying too, like what the lioness says to sleep all day, what really wants the lion.
Right, exactly. You can sleep all
Right.
if you want.
Who's going to go and mess with him? I don't take no hyena, even though he's a lowlife.
Only for food.
That hyena is a low-life bastard, man. And he acts just like some low-life black people, man. Look at a hyena and look at low-life black people. It's the same damn thing, man. A bunch of low-life scoundrel, man. And he, you know, he a dirty low-life, man. And that's why the lion kills him, man. I saw one time, the female lion was hunting and the pack of hyenas came up and was giving her a hard time, man. Chasing her around. And she was trying to fight them off. And then the male lion just got up and like, "Rah." And he said, and he looked, he just ran the hyena down, put out his paw, bam! Bash him, broke his hind leg, and just broke his neck and left him right there. Left him right there. I'm sick and tired of you. You know, the lion even just broke his neck and left him there, man. I know the lions don't eat no hyenas. They don't eat them suckers, man. They're for the scavengers and the buzzards, man. You know, but that's the life of a lion, man. He lives like the life of a king. You know, and he sets the pace with what he wants to do. You know, and he has no fear. No fear. If his mind is set up, I'm going to take you down, he's going to take you down. And that's the spirit the Most High put upon that lion, man. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 5. For the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything. Neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. Go thy way.
So now he's saying, in the midst of all this that the Most High has set before man, woman, children, he said, go thy way. Go ahead.
Eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart.
See, he said, and drink your wine. All through the scriptures, he speaks about that. Drink your wine. Why is the Most High make so much emphasis on wine? Because some people think, no, you're not supposed to drink. You read the Bible. You're a preacher. You're not supposed to drink. Now, you could drink, but it has to be done in what?
Moderation.
Moderation. You can't drink when you drunk, sloppy drunk, and you just out there laying there looking like a bum, talking any kind of foolishness. No, you could drink because the wine is good. It has benefits to it. All right? Now, could you drink strong drink too? Yes, you can. But you're not supposed to abuse it. All right? Because remember, when John the Baptist was born, what were the instructions that was given to his father and his mother when he was born? Right. He should not drink wine nor strong drink. Why did it put the emphasis wine or strong drink?
He was a Nazarite?
He was a Nazarite, and he was supposed to be devoted to the Most High, holy from the womb, from the time he was born in the womb. So the Most High stressed the emphasis, no wine or strong drink. So if we couldn't drink it, why did the Most High say he wasn't supposed to do it? Specifically for him. So it's showing you that it wasn't nothing wrong against wine nor strong drink. But it's when people abuse it, you understand? And that's why it causes problem of the liver, sclerosis, and all these different, because they abuse it. Everything's supposed to be done in its season and in its timing. Everything has its purpose. Right? Now why it tells you also, hold that, and go to the book of 1 Timothy 5:23. Now some people say, like Muslims say, no brother, Allah, in the Quran, Allah, astaghfirullah, you're not supposed to drink. No. But they smoke. 90% of Muslims smoke cigarette. But they don't say nothing about it.
I actually have some on the wine right here for you.
Yeah.
Sirach chapter 31, I'll start at verse 27. Wine is as good as life to a man.
See, wine is life as good as life to a man. So life and wine goes hand in hand together. It complements it, man. Without wine, your life is miserable. In the Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 31.
Verse 27.
Read it again.
I could really start at verse 25 if you want. Okay. I'll start at 25, right? Sirach 31:25. Show not thy valiantness in wine, for wine hath destroyed many.
Right. So people, when they get drunk and too tipsy, they show, okay, I'm bad. I'm going to beat him down. I can fight anybody. So through the valiantness of drinking wine, that's what they do. And they have destroyed many. All right? Read on.
The furnace proveth the edge by dipping, so doeth wine. The heart of the proud be drunkenness. Wine is as good as life to a man.
See, wine is good as life to a man. Read on.
If it be drunk moderately.
See, if it be drunk moderately, go ahead.
What life is then to a man that is without wine?
See, what is life without wine to a man? All right, go ahead.
For it was made to make men glad.
See, it was made to make you glad, to make you happy. That's why the Most High made it. Go ahead.
Wine measurably drunk.
Wine measurably drunk. It has to be in measure. All right, go ahead.
And in season.
And in season. All right, there's a season for everything that you do. Do mangoes grow every season? Do watermelons? Do oranges? Well, maybe some orange every season, but like do pineapples, sweet sour, sour sap. Even up here, do pears grow every all season? There's a time and season for it. Apples, all right? So there's a season for everything, even with some vegetables. Some vegetables don't grow all year round. There's a season for everything. So when it's a season, that's when you use it. And when you don't have it in that season, you make up with it with something else. All right, go ahead.
Bring gladness of the heart.
It brings gladness of the heart. Go ahead.
And cheerfulness of the mind.
And cheerfulness of the mind. All right, it calms you down. It relaxes you. All right, go ahead.
But wine drunken with excess.
See, but wine drunken with excess. Oh, come on, get it. Put some more. Well, give me another bottle. Don't stop. You hear what I said? Put more, man. And you keep going. You get another bottle. You're just going. So you start from morning to night, non-stop. Right? And the Most High tells you about that. About in the scripture, some people rise up early to drink wine and liquor and strong drink till night. So that's what some people do. That's all day long. That's what they do. Go ahead.
Make it bitterness of the mind.
See, it makes it bitterness of the mind. You become bitter in your mind. Go ahead.
With brawling and quarreling.
With brawling and quarreling. You start to fight, start to argue, and you go into a whole different spirit. Because everything has a spirit to it. Right? Certain foods that you eat, it has a spirit to it that regulates your chemistry of your body. Alright? That's what they call certain foods aphrodisiac. What it does, it stimulates what? Your hormones, right? It kick in so you're like, ooh. Yeah, you get woo. You understand? Because who used that? Remember who used that? Who used certain stimulants or aphrodisiac? Solomon. And who else? It's one of our foremothers.
Yeah,
Leah. Right, man drinks. Alright? So everything has its purpose. There's a spirit behind of everything that you do that entails with food or drink. Alright? And it stimulates parts of the body. Right? So the Most High knew what he was doing when he created foods and different things. And he gave us a knowledge of how to use those things. Alright? Go ahead.
Verse 30. Drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool till he offend.
Till he offend. Till now, the point now, nobody, listen, we can't deal with you. We can't take you nowhere. That's because you don't know how to conduct yourself. You don't know how to be disciplined what you're doing. Go ahead.
It diminishes strength.
See, it diminishes your strength. It takes you out of control. Go ahead.
And make it wounds.
Make it wounds. It creates enemies. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 31. Rebuke not thy neighbor at the wine, and despise him not in his mirth.
See, don't despise him for his mirth that he's feeling good, he's drinking a wine. Alright? Go ahead.
Give him no despiteful words, and press not upon him with urging him to drink.
Right, don't keep when he, okay, you see now that he's good, he's nice. And he's like, come on, you can take one more, man. You're a big man, don't worry, man. You can handle it, man. You keep encouraging him, and he's like, okay. And he go and he's taking it. And you know people do that. Oh, you can handle it, man. Take one for the road, man. All right, go ahead.
That's it.
That's it? All right, so go to 1 Timothy 5:23.
1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 23. Drink no longer water, but use a little wine for thy stomach's sake.
See, but use a little wine for thy stomach's sakes. It's good for your stomach. All right, go ahead.
And thine often infirmities.
And thy often infirmities, because we have infirmities, and the wine regulates those chemistry in your system. Yeah.
This is only when we drink it when it's season.
In the season, yeah. You understand? Now, you in the morning you could get up and say, I'll take us a drink. You know what I mean? You could go home and say, I'll take a drink. You know what I mean? And when we come together, we chill out. You could drink your wine. You know what I'm saying? On the weekend, you could drink your wine, drink your beers. But some people do it every day, round the clock. You understand? They just abuse it. You understand? So it's being disciplined in what you eat and what you drink. All right? Now go back to Ecclesiastes. I'm looking for that part. It said time and chance happeneth to every man. I think it's in that same chapter. It said time and chance happeneth to every man. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it said the race is not to the swift. Yeah, I think it's in
Oh, it's 11. 9, verse 9.
Okay, so
9, verse 11.
finish reading 9. The 9th chapter. Yeah.
You started,
You left off in what 7?
okay.
No,
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, 9 and 7. Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 9 and 7. Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart.
See, and drink your wine with a merry heart. All right, go ahead.
For Yahweh now accepted thy works. Let thy garments always be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of thy life.
Right, so he's showing you, even too, in that too, it says, live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of thy life. All right, go ahead.
Of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity. For that is thy portion in this life, and in thy labor which thou takest under the sun.
Right. So in all those things, when you have a woman, a wife, a family, all right, when you have certain responsibilities, he said, yeah, you could do all those things. All right, go ahead.
Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest.
Right. So whatsoever thy hand findeth to do it with thy might. If you have a passion in what you like doing, you have a talent and you excel in that, go for it. Put it to use. Don't sleep on it. Make it work. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift.
See, now, he said, now after all these things now that you have done, you have achieved, you yourself, somebody else, I returned and saw under the sun that the race, all right, is not to the swift. It's not about you being swift all the time. You understand? It's good to be swift sometimes, all right? Sometimes it's good to be slow. There was a rap I sing, sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rap fast, all right? So you could be diverse. You could mix it up. You could, you know what I mean? All right, go ahead.
Nor the battle to the strong.
Nor the battle to the strong, all right? Go ahead.
Neither yet bread to the wise.
So bread is not always given to because you're wise. Well, we the elites, we have the wise decision what we need for humanity. All right, go ahead.
Nor yet riches to men of understanding.
So riches don't always go to men of understanding, because he used to a fool could get riches too. All right, go ahead.
Nor yet favor to men of skill.
Right, and favor doesn't always go to men of skill because you have skill. All right, so it's showing you how life works, man. All right, life is not always what you think it is, man. All right, go ahead.
But time and chance happeneth to them all.
See, but time and chance happeneth to every man. All right, so when it's your time, it's your time. Right, time and chance. That's the thing that happens. That's what we call either good or bad luck. It's time and chance. It was that time. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the bird.
All right? So that's it. So now, this wasn't really my class. I just touched on those subjects as I was just speaking and rattling off, you know what I mean? And so I'm gonna go into my class, all right? So I just want to start off with these things, you know what I mean? Just to keep the atmosphere going, you know, and show you that the events of things, what happened in life, what happened to life in general, what you go through in life, all right? And what the Most High does and what you choose from life. Because when it comes down to everything in life, is based on what? What is life actually based upon?
Salvation.
Huh?
Salvation.
That's true salvation.
I was saying, statue is based on, basically, first of all, if he's not the head who's high, It's like this.
Yep, straight to the point. Straight to the point. You ran right to the point.
Straight to the point is your character is going to be like people in the world.
Right.
Fearing the Most High, keeping the commandments.
That's true. That's very much true. But life in general, yeah. That's true. The will of the Most High. That's very much true. But everything in life is based upon something that you do. What is it called?
Choice.
Right. You have the choice whether to be good, bad, evil, a nigger, a low life, or to be righteous. That's your choice. You have the choice to say, you know what? I want to be a drug dealer. I want to live the life. And you have a choice to say, you know what? Nah, regardless of what, I'm not going to do that. Everything in life is based upon a choice. A choice, man. Yes.
I just want to say the same thing changes. So if your choice, if you said bad, it's bad, but the character that you display is going to be, you know.
Right. Everything comes to that final choice. You have to make that choice. That's why the Most High, yeah.
Question. If the Most High, if our steps are set or guided by the Most High, then how is it our choice?
Because the Most High already set it up. You have to find the path that He set for you. Ultimately.
Because He creates good and evil.
Right.
So an evil person, his path is set to do evil.
It's set to do evil. Right. So ultimately, it comes down to what you call assessment of yourself. And everybody has to go through that at one point in life.
Make that choice.
To make that choice. You understand? Yes.
It's the same story with the garden. Most High told Adam and Eve what to do. He give you that choice.
Right.
Give them the law. So man say whatever they want to say, but we start with Adam and Eve. He told Adam and Eve what to do.
Right.
And from that moment, you're on your own.
Right. You're on your own. You understand? Yes.
I got the precept for that. That's Deuteronomy 30 and 19.
That's it. Bring it up.
I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
So the Most High said, He called heaven, the angels, and earth. Those of us here that's dwelling on earth, those amongst the children of Israel. All right? So the Most High dealing with two witnesses. Either 2 or 3. All right? So you can't say, no, that never happened. Most High said, pause the tape. Angels, come here. What just transpired here? On this day you told him and all of them, I called heaven and earth to witness before you this day. So everything is recorded. He might not have a person there to record it, but it's recorded by the angels. That's why it says in Daniel 4:17, it said these are the watchers. All right? They watch and record everything. Now the Most High said there's a book, and then the books was open. All right? All right? So everything is recorded by the Most High. Even in this system, they record everything. When you pay a bill online, they give you a statement or something, and you get in your email, it's recorded. Or let you pay on the phone and say, well, this call is recorded. So everything is recorded to give a proof of what? Of what you did or every transaction. That's the same with the Most High. You had something? Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
That I have set before you life and death.
See, I set before you life and death. The Most High put it out there. But then the Most High didn't say, go ahead, go do it. He said, I set before you life and death. Go ahead.
Blessing and cursing.
Blessing and curses. Go ahead.
Therefore choose life.
He said, therefore choose life. The Most High said, choose life. That's the best thing, man. All right, go ahead.
That both thou and thy seed may live.
See, that thou and thy seed may live. Go ahead.
That thou mayest love the Outer One thy power, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life, and the length of thy days.
See, the Most High is our life. So one person said there is no God, you just say, I hate the Most High. You just X the Most High out of your life. The Most High is our life. The Most High is our existence. All right, go ahead.
That thou mayest dwell in the land which the Outer One sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them.
All right, that was it? All right. So now, in that choice that the Most High gave us, right? Because life could be funny. But you have to examine it. You have to really examine your life and the things that set before you. Because I know sometimes you might go back and reminisce of the good things you had in your life, and then you reflect back like, damn, why did that happen? And you'll say to yourself, if my life was made to be a certain way, why do certain things happen in life? And so now you question it. But why do certain things in life happen? What's the reason of certain things in life happen?
Because you made that choice.
True. But remember, Job too. Look at Job now. Yes.
Sometimes things happen in life to give you experience.
Right.
Sometimes things happen in life for you to overcome certain things.
That's it.
Sometimes things happen in life to test.
Right. That's exactly
So that to build you up to maybe be a leader in the future, and you can say, I know what to do. I overcame that.
Exactly.
It's not going to be that bad.
That's the reason why things happen in life. You understand? Yes. Yes.
Trial and test.
Right. Trial. Everything in life is a trial. A trial of your life. You understand?
The same thing over because you haven't passed that
Test.
Yeah, and you haven't passed the test. Exactly. Yes.
Sirach chapter 2 verse 1 and jump to verse 5. That's it right there.
Right. You understand? So you have to pass a certain requirement that the Most High set forth for you. You understand? For every person, it comes at different times in their life. Different times. Like it says, one event happened to them all. Time and chance. Right? Yes,
Got a precept that's similar to what you just said.
Bring it
That's John chapter 9, verses 1 through 3.
Read it.
And it says, and Yahushua passed by, and he saw a man which was blind from his birth.
Right. So from his birth, he was blind. All right? Now check this out. From his birth, he was blind. So we said, damn, if the Most High is about giving man's health and making man perfect, why did the Most High make him blind? All right? So he was born blind from his birth. Go ahead.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin?
So now here the question the disciples asked, Master, who sinned? So they know that blindness is also a result of you sinning. You understand? Something that you did, or maybe your parents did. So they say, who sinned? See, the question comes in, sin, because sin is what? A transgression of the Most High's law. Go ahead.
This man or his parents?
It said, this man or his parents. And you know this old saying, sins of the fathers fall upon what? The children. A third and fourth generation. So they was asking, who did sin? Is that man or his parents? Go ahead.
That he was born blind.
That he was born blind. All right? So that was his judgment. Let's say that was his judgment that he got for coming back in this world. The Most High brought him back blind. All right? But here what Yahushua is going to tell them. Go ahead.
Yahushua answered, neither has this man sinned nor his parents.
So he said, this man didn't sin, nor his parents didn't sin. All right? Go ahead.
But that the works of Yahweh should be made manifest in him.
That the works of the Most High might be made manifest. Sometimes the Most High does things too, to give his glory and to show people on earth, look, the Most High did this. You understand? So a lot of times in life, man, that's why Solomon wrote a lot about life and the necessities, the experience of life, the burden of life, what man goes through, what woman goes through, because that's what Solomon based his whole life upon, in finding out the vanities of life and asking the questions of certain things and experiencing. Because remember, what does Solomon ask for?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. So what wisdom takes you into a whole different ball game, man. It lets you explore and see and analyze and become analytic in everything in life. And that's what Solomon did. He went to the nose of good and evil. Why? What was the purpose of good and evil? Because evil has its purpose. It has its purpose. The Most High made it for a reason. Alright? Just like he made the good. The Most High made the darkness for a reason, and he made the light for a reason. So everything the Most High made, it was made for a specific reason. Alright? Yes.
Is there any scriptures on evil besides being good and evil?
Yeah, it's right in the Apocrypha. Yeah, Ezra speak about that too. In Ecclesiastes, I think the 33rd chapter. Alright? You know what? I'm touching on it a little bit because even Ezra spoke about that, about the evil and people being born in the earth, and why the Most High didn't make all of us at the same time in the earth. So Ezra was asking questions about that too, and then he was asking. He said, "Look, if Israel is your chosen people, why are they going through this evil in life?" You understand? Matter of fact, let's go to that real quick. I'm gonna show you something. Go to in the Apocrypha. Let me see if I find it real quick. Go to Second Ezra, the 8th chapter. Hold that one. The 7th chapter. Hold that. Also the 4th chapter, 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter. So let's go. You know, in the whole chapter, in Ezra, he speaks about that whole thing in that whole complete chapter. All right, let's go to the 4th chapter. Let's begin here from the first verse. 2nd Ezra, the 4th chapter.
2nd Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 1. And the angel that was sent unto me, whose name was Uriel, gave me an answer, and said, Thy heart hath gone too far in this world.
So now Ezra was inquiring a lot of things. So the angel said, listen, your heart has gone too far. You're asking a lot of questions. You want to know a lot of things. All right, go ahead.
And thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High?
So he wanted to comprehend and knew the way of the Most High. He wanted to know, like, why is all this vanity and evil? Why is Israel going through all this stuff? All right, go ahead.
Then said I, Yea, my Lord. And he answered me and said, I am sent to show thee 3 ways, and to set forth 3 similitudes before thee.
See how the Most High operate? In 3s, similitudes. All right, past, present, and future. All right. 3 witnesses. It says 2 witnesses, at the most 3 witnesses. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Whereof if thou canst declare me one, I will shew thee also the way that thou desirest to see. And I shall shew thee from whence the wicked heart cometh.
See? Now he's going to show you from whence the heart of the wicked cometh. All right. Go ahead.
And I said, Tell on, my Lord. Then said he to me, unto me, Go thy way, weigh me the weight of the fire, or measure me the blast of the wind.
That's what he says. Weigh me the weight of a fire, of a flame. I guess probably Esau could do that now. He got everything down to a nanoscience now. All right, go ahead.
Or call me again the day that is past.
Could you call back the day that is past? He said, okay, since you got so much to ask, Ezra, call back the day that has been past. All right, go ahead.
Then answered I and said, What man is able to do that thou shouldest ask such things of me? And he said unto me, If I should ask thee how great dwellings are in the midst of the sea, or how many springs are in the beginning of the deep, or how many springs are above the firmament, or which are out of the outgoings of paradise.
So are there springs in the firmament?
Yes.
Yes. That's why you want to know why in the islands or in South America you see water running from the top of the mountains. and it never stops running. So you want to know where is that water coming from, right? You know where it's coming from? From the springs of the firmament. When the water recycles, when it runs onto the sea, and the salt condenses, and it creates that moisture, it recreates the water in the atmosphere. So that's why the water in the hills never runs dry. You're like, where is that water coming from? You don't see no source where it's coming from, but it's being recycled from the firmaments in the heavens, the springs in the firmaments. So when it runs down to the river, when it runs up the river and runs down to the sea, it recycles, goes back up, creates what they call condensation. All right, and in the form you can't see it, but it's what you call moisture, and it keeps the water going on and on and on. Because I used to wonder, how the heck a river is running from the mountains, but you don't see where the water source is coming from. Right? Go check it out, and you'll see. You have to see water coming from the mountains, the top of the hills, but where's the source? Where's it getting the water from? All right.
Also, the story with Noah.
Yeah.
Said he opened
the windows of heaven, right? So there's windows of water in the heavens that creates that moisture and that cycle. All right. The Most High is great what He does, man. Yeah.
And I was gonna say other proof of that water is in the morning when I walk the dogs in the woods. There's so much water in the grass, my boots get soaked on the inside.
And they call it dew. Dew. Yeah. Yeah.
And the dew was here before the flood.
He was here before the flood.
That's how the gardens grew.
Right.
From the dew.
Right, because it never really rained. The dew created that. You understand? So everything, when it goes back up, that cycle, it creates that cycle. Yeah.
But in the scriptures as well, it says there's waters that be above the heavens.
Right, right. The water. Yeah, the clouds have water in it. The air is water too. Different forms of water. All right. You have water in the solid, in the air. All right. So everything here is water. Even in this solid here is water too. All right? Yeah. Body, yeah, 90% of it is water. Yeah. So water is all around us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I was just going to say this is in concept. You see, most high also put that sun of the sky was such a ball of fire. When it rained, he caused the sun to absorb the water and go right back to the cloud.
Right.
And hold the clouds open.
Right, because I'm going to hit you with something too. In the beginning, with Adam and Eve in the garden. Now before that, when the Most High made vegetation, was the sun around?
No.
No. The sun.
Was a light.
It was a light. The light came from that, but not from the sun. You understand?
Yeah.
And everything grew, but the sun wasn't made yet. So showing you, vegetation could grow without the sun to a certain degree. Once it has that light, it will grow. All right? And it's another thing that Job spoke about, to show you, everything that dies in the earth, just by the smell of water, it will shoot right back up. Like it says in the book of Job, you could cut a tree down, cut it down, but as soon as it smells that scent of water, it will shoot right back up again. You understand? So water is all around us, all over. We just can't see it. It's in different stages. All right? Somebody had that up? Yeah. All right? So go ahead.
Verse 8. Peradventure thou wouldest say unto me, I never went down into the deep, nor as yet into hell.
Right. So he said, I never went down to hell. He never went down to the earth. He never been there. He can't tell you what's there. All right? Read on.
Neither did I ever climb up into heaven.
He said, I never went up to heaven to know what's up there. I don't know. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, now I have asked thee, but only of the fire and wind, and of the day wherethrough thou hast passed, and of the things from which thou canst not be separated. And yet canst thou give me no answer of
He
them?
couldn't give the angel no answer. All right, go ahead.
He said, moreover unto thee, thine own things, and such as are grown up with thee, canst thou not know. How should thy vessel then be able to comprehend the way of the highest?
He said, how could you in your mortal vessel comprehend the way of the Most High? All right, go ahead.
And the world being now outwardly corrupted, to understand the corruption that is evident in my sight. Then said I unto him, it were better that we were not at all, than that we should live in still wickedness, and to suffer, and not to know wherefore. He answered it to me and said, I went into the forest and into a plain, and the trees took counsel and said, Come, let us go and make war against the sea, that it may depart away from before us, and that we may make us more woods. The floods of the sea also in like manner took counsel and said, Come, let us go up and subdue the woods of the plain, that there also we may make us another country. The thought of the wood was in vain, for the fire came and consumed it. The thought of the floods of the sea came likewise to naught, for the sand stood up and stopped them. If thou wert to judge now betwixt these two, whom wouldest thou begin to justify, or whom wouldest thou condemn? I answered and said, Verily, it is a foolish thought that they both have devised. For the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea also hath its place to bear its floods. Then he answered me. Then answered he me, and said, Thou hast given a right judgment, but why judgest thou not thyself also? For like as the ground is given unto the wood, and the sea to his floods, even so they that dwell upon the earth may understand nothing but that which is upon the earth.
Right, so you only understand the earthly things that was given to us. All right, go ahead.
And he that dwelleth above the heavens may only understand the things that are above the height of the heavens.
And that goes for the angels. The angels understand the things that's above. What we understand is just earthly things. All right, go ahead.
Then answered I and said, I beseech thee, O Lord, let me have understanding.
So he said, let me get understanding to understand what's going on. All right, go ahead.
For it was not my mind to be curious of the high things, but of such as pass by us daily. Namely, wherefore Israel is given up as a reproach to the heathen, and for what cause the people whom thou hast loved is given over unto ungodly nations, and why the law of our forefathers is brought to naught, and the written covenants come to none effect. And we pass away out of the world as grasshoppers, and our life is an astonishment and fear, and we are not worthy to obtain mercy. What will he then do unto his name whereby we are called? Of these things I have asked. Then answered he me and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hastens fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmity.
So he's letting him know this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. All right, sicknesses, disease, ailments. So he's letting him know this world. Because after the world of Adam and Eve, it went into decay.
That's right.
The world started to diminish more and more and more. And as we came to this Western world of life, it became worse. Much worse than it was in the ancient world. All right, go ahead.
28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown.
He said the evil is sown. All right, go ahead.
But the destruction thereof is not yet come.
But it didn't come yet at that time. All right, go ahead.
If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down.
See, he said, therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down. What does he mean by that? If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down.
If we leave it to be, if that which was sown, which is the evil, is left to be.
Right. I mean, it has to eventually turn upside down. It has to be reversed. Because there's scripture on that too, in Isaiah. The Most High says, your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay, as it is in Isaiah 29 and 6 or 10. I think it's Isaiah 29, I think it's what, 10th verse? Or the 6th verse. Read that real quick. So the evil has to be uprooted and shifted. So it had to take its course for a certain amount of time. All right? I think it's Isaiah 29 and 10. So your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's clay.
Oh, that's 16.
16? Yeah, Isaiah 29 and 16.
Isaiah chapter 29 verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?
All right, so what it says, surely you're turning of things upside down. So everything that the Most High made right, they have turned upside down. They have made a counterbalance to it. All All right? Saying, well, we could do it better than what God did. Turn everything upside down. All right? They should be esteemed as a potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not. All right? So go back to Ecclesiastes, the Apocrypha. Second Ezra.
29, Second Ezra, chapter 4, verse 29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away,
right,
then cannot it come that is sown with good.
Right. So then the good has to come. So the evil is playing its part for a certain amount of time.
Until the days of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Right. Exactly. All right. Until the days of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Right. Remember, Moses said when they brought down and destroyed, they said the earth is going to do what? The earth is going to rest. When they brought down, the Most High said the earth is going to be refreshed. Hold that real quick. Go to Isaiah 14. Come back to this real quick. Isaiah 14. Start from 1.
Isaiah 14 and verse 1. For the Outer One will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel.
Why did he make that statement? For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. Why did he make that statement? And will yet choose Israel. Why he made that statement?
Because Israel's in a fallen state right now.
Right, we broke the Most High law. We disobeyed the Most High. So everybody think, Most High's not dealing with those Israelites. He got new people now. He got us Christians now. He got us Gentiles. So Most High said, and he will yet, for all that we did, he's still going to choose us.
The covenant. He never break the covenant.
The Most High never broke the covenant. We broke the covenant. You understand? Yeah.
And he said in Amos 5:15, he hid his face from us.
Right.
He said he turned his back, but
right. Right.
Hid.
The Most High never broke his promise. We broke the promise. So we're the one that's at fault. Yeah.
Remember, in marriage, it's till death do us part. Most High never died.
Right. Right. So we said, no, Most High, we don't want your covenant, man. We want something different. Most High said, okay. I never broke the promise, though. You did. All right. Go ahead.
And set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them, and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Outer One for servants and handmaids.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to possess these nations in our land.
That's right.
So the so-called Jew, he could stay there for right now, because his job is to be our slaves. So he's doing his part over there. He claimed he established Jerusalem in 1948, but he's there to fulfill, to be our slaves. Because we're going to put him to work. We're not going there to work or pay no taxes. Hell no. Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 44, verse 21. Remember these, O Jacob and Israel, for thou art my servant. I have formed thee. Thou art my servant. O Israel, thou shalt not be forgotten.
Right. The Most High is not going to forget us. We forgot the Most High. All right. Go ahead.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
See, that's a future prophecy, man. All right. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And we're going to rule over our oppressors. Could you imagine that, man? To rule over your oppressors. That's a beautiful thing. And the Most High left it there to show us that we're going to rule over our oppressors. So they're going to say, and they like to say, what's the term they like to use? Two evils doesn't make it right. Two wrongs don't make it right. But the Most High said we're going to rule over our oppressors. So if they got a problem, take it up with the Most High. All right, go ahead.
Verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Outer One shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
See what the Most High said? In that day, the Most High is going to give us rest from our sorrow. And we're going through sorrows, people. All right, go ahead.
And from thy fear.
And from our fear. We don't know if we're going to die tomorrow by a cop. We go through fear. We don't know if somebody in your own neighbor is going to shoot you down. That's fear. All right? Psychological fear. Go ahead.
And from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve.
And from the hard bondage where we were made to serve. We serve this earth, man. Right? Yeah.
Isaiah 49:23. And kings shall be thy nursing father.
That's right. They're kings, they're rulers. Go ahead.
And their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet.
And that's what the Most High said. They're going to lick up the dust off our feet. All right? Kings, they're rulers of this earth. They're elites. All right? Go ahead, Isaiah.
Verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Ottoman hath broken the staff of the wicked, and the scepter of the rulers.
And that's what he's doing now. The Most High is breaking the scepter of the rulers. He's breaking their kingdom down. All right? Now, I know if y'all saw the war between Trump and Cuomo. Trump is saying he's going to cut off all funds, federal funds from the city. And Cuomo said, if he comes to New York, he better not come to New York. He better has an army. Then de Blasio said, he can't do that. That's against the Constitution. But technically, he can't cut off funds from the city that you're paying taxes for. But if he does it, that's going to hang him up, because now you could use that as a law against him now that he broke a law. You understand? So he's just talking things, but he's not realizing what he's going to do. You can't cut off a city from federal funds, all right? Because that is regulated through the Congress, not him. If he does that, then he's acting out of his jurisdiction and out of the power that he was given within the Constitution. When he does that now, then he's saying he's a dictator, because there's checks and balance. All right, your federal funds, your tax that you pay, is what supplies the city. So if he cuts it off, that's showing you that he doesn't have no regards to the law. Now, if you're a good lawman of the city, of a congressman or a party, you will know that he's violating the law, and you haven't taken the terms for that. All right? But that's what he says he's going to do. He's going to cut off all Democratic city that don't support him. He's going to cut them off from federal funds. So the Most High is breaking them, and that's going to lead to a civil uprising. That's where it's going to lead to. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted. Now
they're going to be persecuted, all right? And none hinder. Now is their time they're going to be persecuted. Go ahead.
The whole earth is at rest.
So the Most High said when they go down, the whole earth is going to be at rest. When the wicked is brought down, this earth is going to be at rest. Go ahead.
And it's quiet.
It's going to be quiet. Means not going to be no wars. Right? Go ahead.
They break forth into singing.
What's going to break forth into singing? The trees, the people. Life itself is going to shoot forth. Yes. Bring it.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse
16.
You can start from 16, but I really wanted the part
right.
Money for 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption.
Right, that's the creature, the whole earth, us, the whole earth.
It says that in 22. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain.
Right, it's suffering, the whole earth is suffering. The people, the creation, animals, mankind is suffering. Read it again.
Verse 22. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now.
Until now.
And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit.
Right, and that's real about us, because we have the first fruit to the Spirit. So the whole earth is mourning and groaning. The whole creation is suffering. All right?
You see how they hunt the rhinos and take out their horns? They cut off the lion heads to put them up on the walls. Well, nature's suffering.
Yeah, everything is suffering, man. The animals are suffering, man.
Yeah.
Even the bees are suffering. You know why? Because bees represents life. Bees create life. Because the bees take the pollen from the leaves, and they do what with it?
Pollinate.
They pollinate other flowers and germinate. And also too, it's good to watch the bees to see where they take the pollen from, where they make the honey from. There's only certain flowers that the bees take their pollen from to make that honey. I was looking at some bees the other day, and I saw it was a plant. It grows all over the block here. I saw it. It has like purple flowers on it.
Lilac.
I don't think it was a lilac though. No.
Lavender.
Probably. And I saw the bees and I was looking at it. I said, Then I saw that they was taking the pollen from it. Then I also saw them taking it from the sunflower. From the sunflower. They was taking the pollen. I said, damn, the bees some smart suckers, man. So they was taking the pollen from the trees that's vital for life to make that honey. So honey is a combination of different pollens from different trees too. You understand? And I said, well, and so look at the bees, man, and see where they get their pollen, and you could see what trees is good to use in time of emergency. Because not every tree is good to use. There's one also on the block. That sucker drops off some white stuff. And I don't know the purpose of this tree, man, but that tree is it pollutes, it stains your car. Man, it's a disaster, man. I don't even see the bees using that, man.
Chrysanthemums.
Chrysanthemum. That's what it's called?
Yeah, because I had a lot of Long Island.
Yo,
it just drops
all over. It makes a mess, man. When you come out your car, it's like, what the heck is this, man? It's like a white pollen stuff, man. That thing is like, I'm like, what the heck? I don't know. The Most High made it for a purpose. I don't know the purpose of it, man. To me, it doesn't serve a purpose, man. It's destructive, man.
They use that in insecticides.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
It kills off a lot of bugs.
Because I don't see the bees making a pollen from it neither. So I guess that's what, yeah. You know? Yeah. All right, so go ahead. Yeah.
Verse 8. Yea, the fir trees rejoiceth.
See? So the fir tree is going to rejoice when this man is brought down. Go ahead.
And the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feather has come up against us.
Right. So when they brought this stroke of the earth, the whole earth is going to rejoice. And can you imagine, we're going to rejoice too, man. You understand? Most I said we're going to rejoice so much, man, we're going to boast in our wealth. All right? Now go back to the Apocrypha.
Verse 31. Read 30. For the grain of the evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning.
See where it started from? It started from Adam. From Adam, and it's still transpiring today. Go ahead.
And how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time? And how much shall it yet bring forth until the time of threshing come?
See, when is the time of threshing? When is the time of threshing?
When the angels come with Christ to
Revelation 14, go to that real quick. Revelation 14, the time of threshing.
to destroy the earth.
The 14th chapter. You start here from start from the 14th verse. The whole chapter is good, but start here from the 14th verse.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 14. Then I looked, and behold, a white cloud.
So what is our white cloud? Chariots. All right. So it's written in symbolic form, but it's for the wise to understand this. All right. Not for an idiot. All right. But for the wise that understand. We'll go to Revelation 1 and 3. It's for the wise to understand. So the Most High wrote something in parables and symbolic, where it was made for us to understand. Revelation 1 and 3.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth.
See, blessed is he that readeth. Go ahead.
And they that hear the words of this prophecy.
And they that hear the words of this prophecy. Go ahead.
And keep those things which are written therein.
And keep those things which are written therein. When you keep them, what do you do?
Keep the commandments.
No, when you keep these things, what do you do? You meditate, you maintain it. You keep it in your mind, your spirit. Go ahead.
For the time is at hand.
For the time is at hand. That was it, right? Now go back to the 14th chapter.
Verse 14. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud. And upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man.
Right, so he sat on the cloud. That's the chariot. It's not a literal cloud. but the Most High put it there for a reason. All right? Because if the Most High put everything straight up and direct, what would have happened? That too, but what else?
Yeah, everybody would, exactly, the heathen would understand.
The heathen will understand and will do what?
Fight against fire.
And do what? And what else?
Try to lock it out.
Try to destroy it. So the Most High left it there. So it got them friggin', well, it's written symbolically, you can't take it literally. It's figuratively, is it figuratively or is it literally? It's metaphoric. You understand? So the Most High put it there for the wise to understand. That's what he said in Daniel. He says, go to Daniel 12 real quick. Yeah, 12 and 10. Read it. Read it.
Book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried.
Stop right there. So when it says, many shall be made purified and made white. What does that mean? Because a cracker would say, see, the God's people is white. You understand? They'll try to use everything. It says, many shall be made purified and turned white. Purified means righteous, holy. Not white like a so-called white person. All right? Clean, right? Quadash, holy. All right? Go ahead.
But the wicked shall do wickedly.
But the wicked shall do wickedly. Go ahead.
And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand.
But the wise shall understand what's written. The wise. And how do you become wise? By applying yourself to the scriptures of the Most High. Right? Like I said in Deuteronomy 29, 28. It said the secret things of the Most High belongs unto us. 29. Yeah, read that real quick. Deuteronomy 29 and
29.
yeah.
Yeah, read out the book of Deuteronomy chapter 29 verse 29. The secret things belong unto the other one.
See, hold up right there. The secret things that the Most High made and revealed belongs to the Most High. But what he's going to do with those secret things? Go ahead.
But those things which are revealed belong unto us.
But those things that are revealed belongs to who? To the children of Israel. All right, go ahead.
And to our children.
And to our children. All right, to our children. All right, go ahead.
Forever.
Forever and ever.
That we may do all the words of this law.
Right. And that's why the Most High said he'll put this word within us. And it's going to be within us and our children. Go to, real quick, I'm coming back to Revelation. Go to Isaiah 50. Isaiah 50. 1 second. Isaiah 50.
I also got the next one too.
Isaiah 59. Isaiah 59 and 21.
Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 21. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith the Adonai. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Adonai, from henceforth and forever.
So this word is going to be in us at all times. It just has to be turned up. Just like when you looking for a frequency on a radio station, and then you find the one that you want, what is KISS FM, well that's played out, 107.5. So you turn and you say, that's it. That's the same way the Most High has to turn up our frequency. So the word is within us all times. You just have to hear it. All right? And then the Most High is going to reveal those secrets that he has in this book.
That's
right?
why in our households, you see, every Just about every so-called black person household I see the Bible's in there.
Right.
Even if they don't read it, there's
It's
some
in there.
kind of home it has with us because it resonates with us.
Right, it resonates, right. I'm gonna hit you with something. In every black family, if you have a child, there's a genius in every black family. Check it out. There is a genius in every black family. Whether they're in the ghetto, rich, poor, there's a genius in every black family. Go check it out and you'll see.
Whatever he puts his mind to. Now I'm going to say, because what you just said, because we come from the Most High, he could have let them know.
He put his word within us. We're the light of this world. Yeah.
And the little children are just like a sponge.
Like sponge, that's
They
right.
absorb like a computer.
They observe everything, man. You understand? And that's why they made it hard for young black men to really get the opportunity, because they know that we have that mind. We come from the creative force, the Most High. We're his children. So it's within us.
I was listening to earlier to Amos Wilson, and he was talking about that. He said the natural genius of black people. He said in our own environments, without all the Europeans around, we naturally are more advanced than them.
That's right.
But these are distractions.
Distraction, yeah. Understand? So go back to Revelation 14. Yeah, somebody had their hand up? Yeah.
He passed away, our old brother with the beard.
Gregory.
He said Esau was watching all of the kids since he was little.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Actually, they was watching his grandfather. And
Yeah.
somebody in our family's gonna be a genius. It was Martin Luther King.
Yeah. And Martin King was a genius too. Even though he had his faults and mistakes, he was a genius too, man. He was a genius, man. Brilliant, man.
That's why Esau used it.
Yeah. You understand? And I like Martin Luther King, but he made great mistakes. And he realized it in the end too. You understand? He realized it in the end. You understand? But he was a genius. Guess who was a genius too? Malcolm X. That brother. Woo! Woo! Malcolm X. That brother is a genius, man. Yeah.
I've seen a speech of Malcolm where he, Ezekiel 37, says that we are the dry bones.
The dry bones in the valley.
As a speech.
Yeah. Malcolm X.
He was aware.
Yeah. Malcolm X went to prison, and he learned the Webster's Dictionary from A to Z by himself. Nobody wouldn't talk by no professor. By himself.
And he was a drug dealer.
And he was a drug dealer in a pit.
Yep.
But see, he made that choice. But then what happened? After he made a choice, he had a choice. And he became one of the greatest spokesmen and leader. You understand? And he was sincere. You understand? And what I like of Malcolm X, man, he was quick. He was quick, man. You understand? Quick, man. You know what I mean? And he had a good sense of humor too, man.